Alright, well, this is what I'm going to be working on, replacing this thing. I've actually had this thing a long time. I've probably over 20 years, I guess. But it never was a good cart. It could carry really lightweight stuff, you know, but it just never was a good cart. And one time I put rocks in it, and as I started up, I think it was that hill over there, I started up that hill, the weight shifted to the back, and the tongue bent right there in the middle, and it stood straight up. so I had to unload it, jump up and down on the tongue and all that, and just, you know, kind of limp the rocks out of there. But you can see that these things are made out of like very thin steel. I mean, the latch that they use to help latch it on your lawnmower is twice as thick as the tongue itself, which should be the strongest part of the whole trailer. But anyway, what I'm starting today is a new dump trailer. I mean, this thing would dump and stuff, you know, it was a manual, but you know, you just pull the lever and it would dump. You know, pretty good for a little yard cart. But this one that I'm making today is going to have a powered dump, or over the next couple of days is going to have a powered dump, and I'm going to power it with a winch and like a scissor lift. I built one other one like this. It works really good, and I'm just going to build myself one. I built the other one for my mom. But this is some of the steel that I've got to build this project. I've got 2-inch square tubing, 1/8-inch wall. I've got 1-inch square tubing, 16th wall, or a 16 gauge. And I've got this sheet of 16 gauge to do all my walls and the floor and stuff. So that's a big, that's actually thicker than what I thought it was going to be. But it's going to be good. But I've got some already over here getting ready to cut. I did buy extra because I like having this tubing laying around. This stuff's great for a lot of things. But anyway, I'm going to get started cutting my pieces. My trailer is going to be 5 foot by 3 foot. It's going to be 5 feet long, 3 feet wide, and let me show you the wheels. And there's the tongue for it and the winch right down there. It's a 2,500 pound winch from Badlands from Harbor Freight, and I also got the tongue from Harbor Freight. These are my wheels. They're heavy duty wheelbarrow tires. They're rated for 400 pounds each. So I figure, you know, that'll carry this trailer pretty good. If it doesn't, I'll look into new wheels later. But I like those because it's a 5/8 axle that goes through it. Alright, well, I'm going to get started cutting these things and start getting it laid out. I've got my sawhorses laid out here. And this 2x4 and that 2x4 down at the end, I've already got them leveled and plumbed, or leveled up together and all that, so this thing should be pretty flat when I get done. Okay, so to start off, my frame is going to be 60 by 36, okay, and I'll need 2 of them. So I'll need 2 pieces, 2 times 60 inches, and I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 32 inches. Alright, and I'm just getting ready to cut those now. all 4 of these will have this. This is for the cross member. This is for the front and rear cross members. And I beveled these ends also just to help strengthen those up when I weld them. So, alright, well, I'm just going to continue on cleaning these up. Double check the square one more time just to make sure. Just over 15/16. There's not even a 1/16 inch difference. So it's staying just like that. Alright, so we'll finish tacking this up, get the other set right on top of it. Looking perfect. All right. Let's move up here. Knock these out. Perfect. These 2 bed pieces welded. Pretty good. Well, alright. It's got all these, it's got the top and the bottom frame all welded in. And, well, my welds are actually getting better than what they used to be. Thank goodness. Like Captain Eddie says, make every cut a practice cut. Well, same deal. Make every weld a practice weld. But this is going to be my base here, and it's flipped upside down right now. So this is the face that I'm going to be mounting my my axles on, and I've got to build those. So I've got to build the I don't know really what you call it, an axle support, I guess. but I've got to figure out how tall I need those. And but anyway, this is going to be the dump bed here. So we'll see how this goes. It seems to be going pretty good right now. Right here is where my scissor will be mounted. It'll be mounted from here, and it'll go out to a hinge and come back to there, to that one right there. So once I get my scissor mounted, I'll figure out, you know, how to brace this in with I'll use 45-degree braces. I'll probably use some more of this tube and 45-degree bracing in here just to stiffen all this up, so the pulling forces won't just be right there in the center and trying to bend this thing. Okay, well, what I've got here is the supports for my axle, and I've drilled a 7/8 inch hole in the center, about 1 inch off the bottom, so my axle will go through both of these. These will be mounted on the frame right here. They're 9. Let me see. I forgot exactly. What was it? Yeah, they're 9.5 inches tall. So I just I measured the tongue of the my trailer hitch on my lawnmower. It was 14.5, and then I subtracted the radius of my tires, and that gave me 6.5, and I subtracted 6.5 from 14.5, and that gave me 8.5, and the center of these holes is 1 inch from the bottom, so I measured up 9.5 inches right here, and that's how I got that. So that should put the center here, and 6.5 inches right here from the center. That should give me about 14.5 inches right here to the ground. So that should be good. That should, you know, hopefully it'll allow my trailer to sit pretty level. Alright, what I'm doing here is I'm getting ready to cut my tongue for the trailer. So I measured from the center of the front wheels back to the ball on the trailer hitch. It was 61 inches. And over here, what I'm doing is I measured from the front here back to where I want my axles, which is just past the halfway mark. So and that's 31 inches from there to there. So my lawnmower measures 61. I want my tongue back to the axles to total more than 61. That'll really help with backing this thing up. So I just went instead of 30 inches, I went 36 inches. So I'm just cutting it an even 3 feet, and that's going to be my tongue for my trailer. Plus I'll gain a couple of inches here too, probably about 4 more inches. So we'll see how it works. Alright, well, I'm going to get this cut, and we'll get to trying to put some of this together. The easier it'll be to back this thing up. Alright, that gives me the tongue. Alright, before we start welding this up, I've got my tongue attached to this 1-inch tube just to hold it flat in the plane. Okay, I got 17, just making sure it's in the center. 17. Alright, that's good. Let's see, measure. And then I'm going to measure from the outside of this tube back this way. Let's see where we get to. It's 39 and 15/16. and 15/16. All right, so it's level, it's centered, and it's square. So we're going to go ahead and tack it in. Well, I see spots now. New helmet. Alright. Double check all my measurements. And I'll tack the other side. And if they're still good after that, I'm going to go ahead and weld that in. I've already got everything cleaned. I know it's centered. .39 and 15/16. .39 and 15/16. All right, good. All right, that should hold nicely. Alright, I'm just putting the axle through the holes here. All my axle is a 1/2-inch plumbing pipe. That's all it is. Alright. I've got my axle in there and I'll weld it in and then I'll insert my spindles in that. I may have to put a couple spacers, but let's see how we're looking. That should be 31 inches. All right. Should have that one just about right. That one's got to go back just a hair. Let's see. Okay. big hammer time. Perfect. 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 All right. Let's start welding this thing together now. Alright, now I'm just getting ready to put the tongue on here. It's going to go just like this. Okay, so I had to take up space because this is a 2.5 inch and that's 2 inch. So I put a 1/4 inch scrap pieces of 1/4 inch bar on each side just to take up that space. And I would not suggest doing this on a road-worthy trailer. But this is just going to be a lawnmower trailer, or maybe a ATV trailer or something like that. Something's never going to see the road. But anyway, that's what I did. I just welded those bars on there just like that. And now I'm getting ready to weld this on. But it is galvanized. And I've grinded off most of it where I'm going to be welding, but you know, this stuff gets hot, it puts out, it off gases, very toxic stuff. So I'm going to be wearing this mask while I do this. All right, we'll get ready. Let's see if this will fit. It's a 1/2 inch plumber's pipe and a 5/8 steel rod, and they fit together real good. You have to drill it, and sometimes it's pretty tough. But I'm trying to drill about 2 inches down to the other side of this tube. Beyond that, it doesn't really matter. But that'll keep this thing really strong. I've already done the same thing on the other side. So it's starting to cool off out here too. So now I've got to cut this. I got to figure out how long to cut them. And matter of fact, I may just cut this in half. And these are my axles. So all right, now let's see how this is going to have to be. Because I'll have to cut spacers for these also. And let's see, yeah, about a 1-inch spacer will be good. But that's the way this thing's going to be, right there. So I'll need to cut a 1-inch spacer to go there. So I'll have to drill out another pipe to put in there. Alright, that rod should fit through there good. I'll cut my spacers out of this. Okay, well this is all ready for welding. I've got my spacer in here, my wheel, and I've got a little bit extra out here. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a washer and and just like a cotter pin or something like that out here. But I drilled a hole right here. If I can, I wish I could see you. Okay, yeah, I drilled a hole right here in the pipe, and I'll do a plug weld right there. All it has to do is keep this spindle from being able to come out. So I'll weld that in real good right there, and then I'll weld this back here, and the spacer and everything will be welded at the same time. All of that right there will be welded at the same time. Yeah. It's kind of funny. Alright, now. Clean this nozzle. And maybe it'll be alright to finish this part. Alright, we're just going to get these gussets put in. Just going to tack them up. And they weren't cut perfect 45s either. It was going good. All right, that's how we do it in the South.